and welcome to a members only video. I'm just gonna talk a little bit about neck knives and attachments and stuff. Most neck knives don't come with a belt clip, and Cold Steel makes these C-clips fairly cheap. I mean, I got mine on Amazon, two of these for $5. The only problem is putting this stuff on, man. You'd think it'd be easy, but God, getting stuff through there. And then these screws that they supply, there's a metal screw head, and then there's like a plastic, or I guess it's metal. It felt like plastic. I'm using a combination of equipment to attach these things. But I dropped two of these screws. I even had my tray sitting there with me, because I've learned if you're doing something in your lap, you better make sure that you've got something to contain all your stuff, because it's gonna fall. And where does it usually fall? Right in the seat cushions and down through the seat. Sure enough, I lost two of them while trying to put the stuff on. So there's the zip tie. Yeah, I could have used a black one, but this is more function than appearance and everything. And zip ties work all right. You could actually use zip ties, but you don't, put two loops over here. But you would have to take your belt on and off, and I hate doing that, because if I'm doing cross draw, this is on the right hand side of the belt buckle, not the part that you thread through first, which would be easy. It's on the right hand side, so you have to take the belt all the way off. And if you've ever done that, taking knives on and off, you can know what a pain in the butt it can be compared to just clipping something on. Now, when Cold Steel supplies this is the attachment that you get with a lot. Well, there's usually a little strap here also, but it's something like this, the leather. I don't know where I threw all this stuff. Let me go get it. Here it is. This is what they usually have, it attaches to the back. It's got a little snap there, and this one actually has a little snap that you can snap on and off, but because of the Velcro and everything else, it's a lot of times it's hard to line this up. I don't know. I just didn't like it. I didn't like the way it was, I mean, it worked for the knife, but what I did was I put one of these. It comes with two of them. I mean, you could put one on this side and one on the other. But this is my SRKC from Cold Steel, and it's just a good sized knife. And with this clip, it's very, very good retention. Same with this guy. It's got that. There's no way this thing's going to slip off the belt once it goes on there, and it makes it pretty secure. So I can carry this guy cross draw on my waist, and I carry this guy on my neck. Now you look at it and you think, oh, that's a little blade. You know what? It's bigger than the Civivi Elementum on cutting edge and on length and everything else. And I've gotten by with the Elementum. This also has a cross guard, which I like. It's not aluminum, it's steel. This thing fits my hand so well, and I love the buoy shape. A lot of times purchasing knives is based upon appearance, and to me, I love a buoy. A dagger is probably better for like self-defense or whatever, but if you're ever going to go to use it practically and you're used to putting your thumb up on stuff, yeah, you're gonna split your thumb open one of these days. But as far as like use, you don't have to worry about which edge will cut with one of these. With this guy, you've got to have it oriented so that this end will be the one that you deploy. And a lot of times a neck knife is almost never used. It's basically for self-defense, and it's kept sharp and stuff like this. But this guy, I'm using him all the time. Let me show you what I do here. Buddy loves this stuff. Cats are strange. You know, one time I put some pate down there for him, and he wouldn't touch it. So I thought, okay, cats don't, this cat doesn't like pate. Now he loves this stuff. The thing is, it comes like this, all right? So yeah, you could just pull this, and open it and everything. But usually what I do is I bend this and break it, and then if you snap it, because it's designed to like snap. If you snap it and go to twist it, a lot of times the foil will come up on one side and it'll spill the juice. I'm usually sitting down because when he comes in, he goes for the food, and so with this guy, all I have to do is just score right along here, and it comes along. It works fine. No juices are spilled on me or anything else. And because it's a neck knife, I don't have to dig around in my pockets or anything else. I don't have to wonder where it's at. It's right around my neck. So I've tried to like neck knives and everything, but it really is a balance between weight, comfort, use, everything else. I've got smaller knives that are thick and heavy and everything, and they're just, I wind up not wearing them. It's mainly because when you're wearing a neck knife, if you're walking and it's not underneath your shirt, it's going to slap on you. If you run, it's going to slap more. If it's under your shirt, well, then to get it to it is not as easy as usually. You have to go up underneath your shirt, and reach down and pull it out. Yeah, there's that surprise factor and everything, but I can get faster. I can get faster access to a knife that's on my side cross draw than I can to a neck knife that's underneath my neck. But also neck knives come in handy for when you're sitting down. And with steel, this 8CR13 MOV, a lot of people complain about, when people were watching Nick Shabazz a lot, he would call it a barely acceptable steel. And I saw that in a lot of comments. People just would parrot what he said. It's a barely acceptable steel. Barely acceptable to who? To him, yeah, but not to me. I grew up with surgical stainless steel or stuff like that. They wouldn't tell you what the composition was or anything, and it worked fine. Yeah, it didn't hold an edge that great and everything, but one of the advantages from being from the old school of growing up with knives is we didn't have much of a choice when we grew up. I mean, my first knife. Nice little pen knife and everything. But, yeah, it's carbon steel. I doubt if it's 1095. It gets super sharp, though. You can get these things super sharp. And most people realized back then, this is a pocket knife. You're not going to... I mean, you could, I guess, baton wood if you wanted to, but I mean, it's not a Medford, it's not like an overbuilt, heavy-duty, end-of-the-world type of knife. It's a pocket knife, because those big, bulky things take up space. That's another thing about neck knives that I like, is it gives me another carry position. I usually have at least 3 or 4 knives on me at all times. And you run out of positions to carry them after a while. Right pocket, cross draw, on the hip. Then you're going to start getting into like what? Boot knives or, scout carry in the back. And, I find a lot of times that this is all the knife I need. And like I said, I like the way it looks. And that's the main thing, is what's going to cause you to use a knife is if you like it. And if you don't like it, well, you're going to not use it. And then what is it? It's just a piece of the collection. It's there if you ever need it and stuff. But I would say, if you don't like the way something comes, modify it. These things are inexpensive. This neck knife was only $18.96, I think, or something like that. And man, for less than 20 bucks, man, you can't beat the you can't beat these. Yeah, you could get more expensive steel, and you could get this and that and everything, but man, this is like a little boot knife, you know. And if you put a clip on it, like reverse the orientation, make it horizontal, you could use it as a boot knife. But the way these things stick out and everything, I'd probably go with something like this if I was going to use a boot knife rather than this, just because if you've ever worn boots and you've ever had a boot knife on the inside of your boot, yeah, you're gonna notice it when you're walking. But yeah, that's why I just wanted to say basically is there are very good videos about neck knives and stuff out there, and there are a lot of people in the community that use them. Some people hate them and other stuff, but they really come into their own, especially in wintertime when you're wearing a jacket and you've got the knife on the outside of your coat and everything. You don't have to break your insulation by digging around, you know, lifting your shirt up and all the other stuff so you can still keep warm. Easy access, you just reach right to the center of your chest, pow, you got it. I usually carry mine upside down, but you can carry them right side up. And any size knife that's available and there for you to use is going to be useful. You know, like I said, I find myself using, even though I carry this Elementum on me, and I usually reach for it a lot of times when I need to cut stuff, I find myself reaching for the neck knife now. So I'm not saying I'm 100% a neck knife convert, but I've learned over the years that if you get set in your ways, a lot of times the original reason for you disliking something has changed since then. If you say like, well, I don't like flashlights, they don't have enough, you know, they don't have enough power or anything. Have you tried an LED flashlight lately? If you're still from the Maglite era or incandescent, try an LED flashlight. It's a world of difference compared to what we used to have to put up with. Big old heavy D cells. You know, you'd usually need at least 2 of these to have a decent flashlight. And of course, it's got to have that diameter. You know, and here's a 21-700 size flashlight, which a lot of people think are huge. Look at that. It's not huge. It's less than the size of a D battery. Only the head is about the same size. So, yeah, it's like they say, you can't teach an old dog new tricks and everything. Well, that's for an old dog that doesn't want to learn new tricks. A lot of times old dogs are like, they spent their whole life learning tricks and trying to please master. And I think as they get older, they're like, enough of these tricks, man. I just think I'll sit here and lay down. I don't need to do that. Get the new dog to learn the tricks. So yeah, there you go. That's a little ramble on neck knives. And I want to thank everyone for being a member. We've achieved more members, and yeah, it's turning out great. Everything's working well, and I'm not in pain anymore. That's good. So yeah, I'm just happy. Everything's doing okay right now. And also, as far as like on the videos and everything, I saw that Joe X got all his weapons back. So, I mean, to me that was really good because I didn't want to see the haters knock him down. And he won, basically. It's legal. He can do everything he wants there now. So, yeah, it's just victory all around. It's just good to see. You can't be broken if you won't break, you know. If you let little things get you down, it can be bad, you know. If you're in pain or you've lost everything, it can be pretty gloomy. It look like, oh man, my whole livelihood is gone. What am I going to do? Fight. That's what you do. You fight back. You don't give in. You don't let them win. And yeah, that's all I want to say there. So yeah, thank you for watching and have a nice day.